Good evening and welcome to the news at 10. His Majesty King Abdullah and Turkish President Tayyip Erdogan held talks at Al Husseiniya Palace on means to forge closer cooperation in the political, economic and security fields. During the talks attended by top officials from both sides, the King and Erdogan also reviewed the latest regional developments, mainly the situation in Syria and Iraq, as well as the need to find peaceful solutions to regional crises. The two leaders called for finding a just solution to the Palestinian issue and voiced their rejection of changing Al-Aqsa Mosque Haram al-Sharif's legal and historical status quo. His Majesty thanked Erdogan for Turkey's stance on the recent Al-Aqsa crisis and its support to Jordan in addressing its challenges. Erdogan, meanwhile, said Turkey will continue supporting Jordan in protecting the holy sites in Palestine and will work together to prevent future violations in Al-Aqsa. The King and Erdogan also urged the international community to increase their support to Syria's neighboring countries so they can address economic, social and security challenges. The two leaders stressed the need to boost cooperation in fighting terrorism and voiced their condemnation of the recent terrorist attacks that targeted the two countries and their peoples. Following the talks, the two sides issued a joint statement highlighting strong relations between their countries, which are celebrating 70 years of diplomatic ties.
Mr. President, on behalf of myself, the Jordanian delegation, the government of Jordan and the people of Jordan, I truly welcome you here in your second home and delighted to have your presence back here again. I would also like to take the opportunity to thank His Excellency the President, my brother, for the very strong positions that he has taken on the challenges of Al-Aqsa and Jerusalem, and his very brotherly support of Jordan through the challenges that we're all facing. The President and I had an opportunity to exchange views on many issues that deal between our two countries. Again, reminding ourselves that we have a historical relationship of 70 years that is something of great pride to both our nations. Today we will continue to hope to have bilateral discussions on how to improve the political, economic, military intelligence and social relations between our two countries, and there are many opportunities in this field. Both countries have suffered from terrorism and extremism, and again this is just another opportunity for both my brother and I to strengthen the relationship between our two peoples. So, sir, in the warmest regards, I welcome you and your delegation here in Jordan. I know that shoulder to shoulder, as we walk forward with the challenges that we face, we'll be able to overcome all the obstacles that are ahead of us.
Earlier in the evening, the Turkish president left Amman after concluding his official visit to the kingdom. Separately, His Majesty discussed with visiting U.S. Secretary of Defense James Mattis the strategic partnership between Jordan and the United States and regional issues. The meeting, which was attended by His Royal Highness Prince Faisal bin al-Hussein and other top officials, also dealt with military and defense cooperation between the two countries and U.S. support to Jordan. The King and Mattis also reviewed the current situation in the Middle East, mainly the Syrian crisis, Iraq and the war on Daesh. Talks also covered the economic, social and security repercussions of the Syrian refugee crisis on Jordan. Mattis, meanwhile, affirmed the U.S. administration's willingness to increase its support to Jordan to enable the kingdom to address challenges facing it. Interior Minister Ghalib al-Za'bi said all concerned Jordanian departments and agencies are fully prepared to reopen the Trabil border crossing with Iraq. Chairing a meeting at the Interior Ministry, al-Za'bi said that reopening the border crossing is of great importance to both Jordan and Iraq, as it enables both countries to exchange all kinds of commodities and medical supplies. Senate President Faisal al-Fayez discussed with Speaker of the Libyan House of Representatives, Aghele Saleh, the latest developments in Libya and efforts exerted to end the crisis in the country. Al-Fayez voiced Jordan's support to Libya to preserve its unity, security and stability, and said Jordan will help in its reconstruction process. Minister of Planning and International Cooperation Ahmad Fakhouri signed a $50 million investment deal with the World Bank. The soft loan comes as a contribution to establishing the Jordanian Pioneering Fund to support micro, small and medium enterprises. In Syria, Russia's Air Force has killed over 200 Daesh terrorists as they were on their way to Deir el-Zur city. Russia's defense ministry said its planes also destroyed the terrorists' military equipment. Daesh is concentrating its forces around Deir el-Zur after being pushed out of the south of Raqqa province and the west of Homs province by Syrian land forces and the Russian Air Force. Iraqi joint forces continued their push into the areas of Tal Afar, the last Daesh stronghold in Nainawa, for the second consecutive day. According to Iraqi commanders, their forces managed to destroy Daesh front lines, liberating scores of villages at the outskirts of Tal Afar. The city west of Mosul in Iraq's far north is surrounded by Iraqi government troops and Shiite volunteers in the south and Kurdish Peshmerga fighters in the north. Spanish police confirmed that Yunus Abu Yaqub, the man suspected of driving the van that killed 13 people in Barcelona last week, has been shot dead. Police shot Abu Yaqub near Subirats, west of Barcelona, after a woman alerted them to the presence of a suspicious man. Police, who have been hunting for him since last Thursday's attack, said earlier today that Abu Yaqub had also killed another man while stealing a car to make his escape after the attack on Las Ramblas Boulevard. And finally, it will be fair tonight and tomorrow with a high of 29 degrees Celsius expected in Amman. In the Gulf of Aqaba, it will be hot tomorrow with a high of 38 degrees, while winds will be northerly moderate and the seas slightly high. With this, we come to the end of tonight's news. I'm Dana Abisham. Thanks for watching and have a good night.